Here we are back at IPW Hardcore Wrestling's family reunion, blood, sweat, and beers. I am the hardcore giant Ron Nemi, taking over for Aaron Royal, who has more pressing business, which happens to be running to the package store to pick me up another keg of beer. And I am joined by the man himself, the Miami Pound Machine, Rod Steele.
It's with a great deal of pride and pleasure to be back here, Rod Nemi, even after my brutal match with Mikey Tenderfoot yet again. But let's be honest, let's talk about the two men in the ring right now. We're talking about Navy SEAL and Cuban Assassin. Two men that have been up and down the road together all over the place. In the Pacific Northwest, Florida, Puerto Rico, Algiers, you name it, they've been there, and now you see them at each other's throat yet again.
No love lost between the Cuban Assassin and Navy SEAL. They have teamed together and they've feuded together. They have bled together and they've cried together. They are now beating each other senseless outside the ring at the VFW here in St. Pete. Cuban Assassin hooking the arms of Navy SEAL, and Fantasy slapping the taste out of the mouth of the Navy SEAL, and rumor would have it that taste would be peppermint.
Possibly peppermint, maybe even spearmint. The tough call is, the thing about it here, Ron Nemi, I gotta tell you, I got a little more interest in this with Navy SEAL being one of my trainers, the guy that kind of showed me the ropes in this business, and he's out there, and again, we're talking a numbers game. You've got Cuban Sierra, you've got Fantasy on the outside. Everyone talks about how Cuban Sierra saw the light. He's come back to the good side, if you will, the light, and Navy SEAL turned his back on. Truth of the matter is, you see them, they're out there doing their old tricks, the Cuban flags, the double teamings, the slaps to the face. I am disgusted that the fans even consider Cuban such a non-rule breaker, a good guy, a face, if you will.
I see where you're going with this, yet I completely disagree, Rod Steele. Navy SEAL coming into the VFW, he calls St. Petersburg, Florida his home. He calls IPW Hardcore Wrestling his home. A former IPW World Heavyweight Champion. He helped put IPW on the map, but he insists it's the fans that turned on him. These 2 years that IPW has gone away, Navy SEAL has been doing everything he can to stay on track in this business. He's toured Japan, he's toured Europe, and I believe that he's toured some parts of, did you mention Algiers earlier? I don't remember.
I didn't.
Certain parts of Algiers he's toured. He's done everything he can to prove he is the man that helped put Battle Arts on the map with Ishikawa, the man that he absolutely destroyed a few short years ago here in Florida. But tonight you see him outside the ring taking Cuban Assassin and running his head right into the steel turnpost. And look at the large breast.
See what I'm talking about right there? That woman clearly upset, spitting on Navy SEAL, treating him as if he was some sort of animal. Now, you know what I hear? I hear Navy SEAL went down to Crazy Dave's bar. He wanted to bury the hatchet with Cuban Sierra. He wanted to say, hey, look, man, we've been all over the place, and there you see what happens. During our Battle Royal, we lost one of our camera's fans. I really want to apologize. Nonetheless, I'm digressing here. Truth of the matter is, he went down, that would be Navy SEAL, went down to Crazy Dave to bury the hatchet, to be the man to say, hey, I'm sorry, to go to shake his hand. He went to the Pit of Vipers, and look at the way these Crazy Dave people are behaving. I can't believe the kind of people that even SEAL would want to say, hey, look, let's be friends here. Right. The truth is, he went into that bar waving the white flag, and all he did was come out with people chasing him with pitchforks and fire.
I seen that. I seen what happened because I was there. Everybody was invited. Crazy Dave's Sports Bar and Emporium and Chicken Wing Grill in Largo, Florida, owned by Cuban Assassin, otherwise known as Crazy Dave, otherwise known as Top Gun, and in some parts he may even still be known as the Saint. I'm not quite sure. Ricky Santana put it to me best when talking about Cuban Assassin. He said the guy's like the Rubik's Cube of wrestling. I don't know what it meant. Ricky couldn't quite explain it. Maybe you can elaborate, Rod.
No.
All right, back to the action.
And we are back to the action. We see Navy SEAL stalking Cuban Sierra. Now, I gotta like this kind of method of thinking. He's got the man down. He's going to give him a little payback. Again, he went waving that white flag, and it got him nothing but spit on. Now, that's why I can see why SEAL would go in there laying those big chops. Finally putting him down on his back, and you see maybe a little payback, a little choke, just to teach him a quick lesson.
You know something? There's a difference between getting spit on when you paid your hard-earned money to have that done to you, but that's for another time and another place. Navy SEAL didn't ask for that type of treatment, and you know what? Did I actually just say that out loud?
No.
Good. Navy SEAL taking it to Cuban Assassin. Once again, he sniffs, he smells, and he tastes the blood of Cuban Assassin. But the problem is for Navy SEAL, Cuban also tastes his own blood. And you talk about a man that feeds off the energy of the fans, a man that feeds off of his own blood. This man has feuded with Abdullah the Butcher, Carlos Colon, Dutch Mantel, and Lele in the World Wrestling Council in Puerto Rico. one of the most violent organizations in the entire world. But Navy SEAL has toured with the World Wrestling Council as well. These two know it. Oh, look at that. I would call that dirty, except for...
Whoa, that's not dirty. Actually, what that was clearly a shot to the hamstring. Now, you see, Navy SEAL knows what kind of training Cuban does, and he knows he hurt his leg in doing some squat racks at Lifestyles Family Fitness. He knows that's what he was doing. And the truth is, the Navy SEAL is such a tactician in the ring, he knows that to go right for that injured part.
You know, he's going to do what he can to take out that one wheel. Cuban Assassin, Fidel Sierra, a big man, a strong man, a mean man, and quite a handsome man now that I might add it. But if he's operating on one wheel, Rod Steele, the truth is, what's he going to do when he's in there with a killing machine? Look at Navy SEAL lowering that 300-pound shoulder to the knee and comes in with a big forearm, absolutely taking out Cuban Assassin. I can feel that one from here, Rod.
Well, obviously, he's been doing his homework. Again, he knows he's hurt. He knows he can keep going after that leg. He wants to punish his man, not just beat him, he wants to punish him. Easily with the shooter background, the Navy SEAL has to get locked in that figure four. But instead, and there you see Cuban Assassin, well aware of that shooter background and goes for a cripple crossface of his own.
Cuban Assassin going for a submission hold, obviously studying his tapes as well, watching the tapes from Battle Arts where Navy SEAL ran roughshod in Japan. Cuban Assassin showing when he wants to get down and dirty, you want to take it to the mat, you can remove the ropes, you can remove everything you want, keep that mat. Cuban Assassin will take you down and he will lock it in, but Navy SEAL with that big giant neck, that big giant head, what are you going to do to make this man submit? How do you cut off enough blood to that big gigantic brain to make this man submit? The truth is, I think he would rather pass out from the pain and go unconscious than ever consider submitting to the Cuban Assassin.
Oh, I agree 100%. What I really think happened here was the fact that that was a move that Cuban Assassin wasn't really familiar with doing. Sure, he may have seen a few tapes here and there, but didn't quite lock it in. Sure, Cuban's been around for 30 plus years. He's no Darkness Crabtree, oldest professional wrestling at all at 497 in the PWI 500, but he's not that old. He is a skilled technician, but again, watching those tapes, didn't have it locked in all the way, and that's why Navy SEALs were able to escape.
You're talking about two guys that have fought each other tooth and nail for almost 10 years now. From the Tampa Sportatorium to the Florida WrestlePlex to the Puerto Rico stadiums to in Japan, they've done everything they can to destroy each other's career, and at other times they have teamed up to try to win Tag Team Championship gold. I believe they have succeeded on 2.5 times. They have done it together, but they do more success if you talk to the two of them when they're fighting against each other. How can you consider it a success when you're beating each other to a bloody mess and to a bloody pulp, and when Fantasy is at ringside, absolutely beside each other, the security's got their hands full. Star Stevens looks like he's about to wither away and die, but that's got nothing to do with this match. Rod Steele, you know what I'm talking about.
What I do know what I'm talking about is the fact that you just saw a Cuban Assassin with a handful of crotch and Star Steven looking the other way towards that bar riffraff, giving Cuban Assassin the edge. Now the truth is they do have the edge. They've got Fantasy, they've got Cuban, and I gotta tell you, I think the way the officiating goes around these parts is Star Stevens is probably in the back pocket of Cuban Sierra. There's no chance that Navy SEAL can pull this out. The cards are clearly stacked against him, and yet the man that he is, the true champion he is, so he's got the flag, he's even in the odds, and there you see Fantasy sticking her nose where it doesn't belong, trying to make it, and again, low blow.
Well, what is Navy SEAL doing with that Cuban flag in the first place? And he's trying to load it like... 2 and 3, Cuban Assassin.